Hadith 995, Abu Musa al-Ash'ari radiyallahu an reported, the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alayhi wasallam said, the believer who recites the Quran is like a citron.
What was the citron called? The trujja.
Yeah.
So it's the trujja citron translation of it. Allahu alam. Do you like citron? Anybody like citron? Citron is different from lemon just a bit. Go on.
Is like a citron whose fragrance is sweet and whose taste is delicious. A believer who does not recite the Quran is like a date fruit, which has no fragrance but has a sweet taste. The hypocrite who recites the Quran is like a colocynth, whose fragrance is so sweet but its taste is bitter. The hypocrite who does not recite the Quran is like basil, which has no fragrance and its taste is bitter. Al-Bukhari and Muslim.
Have you noticed here in this hadith that there is a differentiation between two things here? The fragrance and the taste. Correct. Taste is linked to the iman. So the taste is always connected to the iman. You say the taste is connected to the iman. And the fragrance is connected to the, you could say, the way to recite. So the way to recite is the fragrance. But actually, the recitation itself is the iman, is the taste. So here the Prophet ﷺ differentiated between the two. And he had given the taste for the iman, given the fragrance for the tilawah. Because iman, ikhwani, faith, belief, is more attached to the believer than the Quran. Comes first. Before you read the Quran, you have to have what? You have to have iman. If people can read Quran without having iman, what's the point? So iman is more important because to come to the Quran, you have to have an iman, and that's the taste. Prophet ﷺ said, ثَلَاثٌ مَنْ كُنَّ فِيهِ وَجَدَ بِهِنَّ حَلَاوَةَ الْإِيمَانِ. Three things if it's been found in a person, then he will find that the sweetness, which is a taste, the sweetness of iman. So here iman is always connected to the taste. And this iman can be taken without the Quran. So if a person is a believer and he did not recite the Quran, he's still a believer. Do you understand me? Yes, he had made a mistake, he did not recite the Quran, but he could be a person who does not know to read. He was able to listen, but he can't read. Very hard for him to read, especially the one who's not coming from the non-Arabic language. So that's why the taste is more sticky to the core than the fragrance. So the taste is more attached to the core of the matter, which is iman. That is iman, the taste, more than the fragrance, which is the Quran. Because you could find that the fragrance will disappear, yet the taste still what? Is there. You could find the fragrance disappear, but still the taste is there. So a person having no Quran, doesn't recite, but yet still got the taste of iman, which is the belief. Also, in this one, that give an example of the citrus, he said, al-utrujja, it's in Arabic, al-utrujja, which is a vegetable, fruit. Is a fruit, and it's being given to be very nice. This fruit, not just the inside of it, even the outside of it is beneficial. So with the skin of it, you could have it as a medicine. Okay. When I eat myself the citrus, or I eat even orange, I eat it with the skin of it, and people look at me when I'm eating it. They look at me. You're eating the whole thing altogether. Well, I've never eaten the orange on its own, except if my wife, she peels it off for me and gives it to me. When I take the orange or the citrus, I just all of it, and I start. Try it, Ikhwani, try it. People say, try it, because it's a medicine. It's a medicine. So al-utrujja. So this is the citrus, or clementine. They call it clementine as well, and all of these. The family of that orange. Shows you as well the excellence of the person who memorizes Quran, because the Quran, the more memorize, the more you're going to be better and more fragrance. Also, that the hadith here gave an example, so no problem to bring a parable in order to make the example closer to the people. So when you bring parable examples like this citrus and the fruit, it makes it more digestible, understandable than to bring it without an example. So we call it demonstrations. Always, Ikhwani, recitation has to be accompanied with an implementation. If it's recitation without implementation, it's called parroting. Parroting means a parrot doesn't know what he's talking about. He could say La ilaha illallah, and he could say the triune God. You don't call this parrot kafir if he said triune God. And you don't call that parrot as a Muslim because he had said the Fatiha. Because some parrots recite the Fatiha. Another parrot, he comes to recite John chapter 1, for example. He's a parrot, he doesn't know what he's saying. We don't want to be parrots, Ikhwani. So the people of Nifaq and Ahl al-Fisq, they might recite the Quran, but they don't benefit out of it. So those people are kuffar, they start reciting the Quran, but they don't believe. They're not going to get the benefit out of it. Look how the example is given like here. The mu'min who recites the Quran, then he will have fragrance and taste. The mu'min who is a believer does not recite the Quran, he is like a date. It's got the taste, but no fragrance. Now as the hypocrite, the one who does not recite, hypocrite is a major hypocrite, does not believe in Allah, but he pretends to be an outside. Hypocrite is that one who recites the Quran, doesn't believe in it. He is like something, smelly, okay, rihuha tayyib, but no taste. Taste is bitter. That's the iman, core, no iman. And the hypocrite does not recite the Quran, nor he believes, he is like the handala. What's the handala he said the last one?
Basil.
What's the basil? You know, handala, ikhwani, is like a fruit, but is bitter. Allah al-Musta'an, inshallah. Handala is something that you can't eat it at all. No? Yes, that's the handala. What is it called? It's called handala. Handala is called handala, ikhwani. Khalas. Do you know why? Because they don't have it in this west of the country. It grows in the deserts. Handala. Animals, they don't approach it. It's not really, that's the handala. Like handala is handala.